Hi guys, it's View with Stu here. I'm going to start a new series where I investigate and talk about each of the tools available to you in the game Demonologist. I'm going to try and work out whether they're worth the money, should you take more than one with you, and at what point in the game maybe you should purchase them. Um, it's going to be as in depth as it can. I'm still new to the game, the same as a lot of people. But yeah, let's try our best. Let me have a look and give you some information. So, to start off with, we're going to be looking at the candle. The candle there, you can see it, it's $600. So, it must be a very good candle at that price. It is by far the cheapest item in the game, and it's the cheapest item in the game for a reason. There is a objective in the first mission which I like to call the log cabin, and in that mission there's an objective where you're asked to have the ghost blow out a candle. If you want full completion of that first map, you're going to need a candle to complete that objective. So for that reason, and maybe that reason alone, it's well worth purchasing a candle as early as possible. There are apparently other reasons to have candles. Apparently, they slow down your sanity when you're holding one. So if you're in the dark and you're holding a candle, apparently it slows the rate at which you lose your sanity. I'll find out for you. We'll do a little bit of investigation and see if that's the case. I've also read that you can replace a flashlight with a candle. Well, I can tell you right now, the candles do not give off a lot of light, and you'll see that as we play through the video. So I would highly recommend you take a flashlight with you. Do not rely on candles for vision alone. Anyway, let's go into some gameplay and see what we can do with this candle. So what I'd like to do first is test whether we can detect the room that a ghost is in by using the candle. Apparently ghosts don't like candles, so they're likely to blow them out if we walk into a room. So an article I read says, but I've not had that happen to me yet. Okay, that was one of the jump scares. Blow out my candle. Come on, blow out my candle. I just want to mention here that I am actually using the torch. I completely forgot to turn it off. So the light that you're seeing is not in fact the candle, but is a torch. Nothing yet. Get ready for another jump scare. Oh, I heard something. Something's moving. And the sounds of it, I just heard a door. I think it's possibly the workshop or the living room. And this door's shut. It could be the hallway ghost, actually. I think it's a hallway ghost. That door was definitely shut. Blow out my candle. Come on, blow out my candle. Oh, God. Flipping jump scares. Come on, hallway ghost, blow out my candle. No? Oh, there's a bottle. He's in here, all right. Blow out my candle. Come on. Apparently, I can tell you're in here if you blow the candle out. So come on, prove it. Prove it to me. I'm here. My candle's here. I'm holding it. Come on. He's definitely in here. Yeah. So no luck so far. Getting it to touch the candle. I'll keep walking around. I just heard a door again. It was that one. It's closing. It's closing doors. That's fine. So no luck so far getting it to blow the candle out. Wonder if we've got a poltergeist, because it really does like to throw things. Very active. Oh, we got freezing breath. See that? Freezing breath. What could it be? Okay, not a poltergeist. I wish I had the fingerprint. Oh, he likes the lights. But he is not touching my candle. Right, maybe it only touches it if it's on the floor, perhaps. Let's leave the candle on the floor. Go on, blow out the candle. You can do it. Blow my candle. Okay, we'll come back and I'll see if it's touched the candle. So we've got EMF 4 straight away. Yep, EMF 4. Let me quickly have a look. He blew the candle out. He blew the candle out. Does he do it if I'm holding it? He's hunting. Wow, that was a really early hunt. This could be something like a demon. Okay, no sign of a handprint. I really want him to blow my candle out if I can. Can you blow out my candle while I'm holding it? You feel like hunting me again? Didn't like that noise. Oh, let me Jesus Christ, if I had the camera, that'd have been a good one. He's touching the door, there's no handprint. He's not an EMF 5. Maybe a picture drawer. But he is not touching my candle. He only ever blew it out when it was on the ground. Let's stick it on the ground again, see if you blow it out. So briefly pausing the video here because I forgot to point out that, as you can see, my candle, which was on the floor in the hallway, is now out. So the ghost is actively blowing out the candles, but as far as I can tell, only when it's placed on a surface, not when it's in my hands. Oh, active. Where are you? Talk to me. Where are you? What's your name? What's your name? Don't like it when he closes me in. So it's likely there's ectoplasm, you see it? Yeah, I don't like that noise. So a couple of things about the candle here again. There's an objective to do with having the ghost blow out the candle. You saw the ghost blow out the candle right in front of me, and it hasn't marked that objective as completed. And the reason it's not marked as completed is you have to complete the detection first. The candle is kind of useless for the objectives until you've identified the ghost. Don't try and use the candle for this blowout too early. So I'm going to say we've got ectoplasm. That leaves us with talking to it, which I didn't get an answer, seeing it, or it does a drawing. Now I'm almost certain it's a demon. We still haven't figured out how myling is related to fire, but it is known to have an affinity for it. We observed that it is calmer in environments with fire nearby. Now that would be interesting. Since we're testing candles, that would be interesting. If there is no fire around, it will be aggressive. I mean, it got aggressive with me while the candle was lit. If there is a fire around, it will put it out first before hunting. Ah, it did blow the candle out and then it hunted me. Okay, that's myling. I'm thinking myling. Freezing, ectoplasm, spirit box. We need to double check if it hunts. If it responds back to me on the spirit box. So we're not just using what evidence we've found, guys. We're also reading about the ghosts, looking at, reading about how they react to certain environments, and maybe basing an identification not just off the evidence, but off of the way it's acting. So we'll stick that here. It's blown out the candle again. I will light it. If the candle goes out and it hunts, we've got a myling. He's getting closer. I want the spirit box if I can find it. Candle's still lit. Candle's still lit. Throw something. Where are you? Honestly, I'm not getting a response. Blow out my candle. Blow out my candle. If you're a myling, you like flame, so blow out my candle. So I've had a thought, guys. Myling isn't responding to my spirit box, and it didn't blow out the candle before it went on a short hunt. So I'm kind of heading towards it might be a Raiju, however that's pronounced. If you read about it, it says, a Raiju is a ghost known to draw strength from solitude. Being alone may mean that you are easier prey. Raijus interact less when in a group. Lonely targets are very good prey for them. So I was alone. It hunted me very early. So I'm going to go with it is a Raiju. See if I was right. So as you can see, I guessed the correct ghost. All I really wanted to point out in this video clip was the fact that the candle could possibly be used to help you identify the ghost. In Meiling's description, it interacts differently with flames, and when it hunts, apparently it blows out your flames. So having a candle with you to help identify something like a Meiling might well be a useful exercise. Even if there isn't an objective for a candle, then maybe bringing a candle with you for a certain type of ghost is worth doing. But as I think you might have noticed, the candle didn't give off a big light source. It isn't a replacement for a torch. I could not get the ghost to blow the candle out while I was holding it. I could only get the ghost to interact with the candle when it was left on a surface. Now, maybe the reason for that is that only certain ghosts will blow out a candle if it's in your hand. Maybe my ghost was a shy ghost of some sort. That's why it didn't attempt to blow it out of my hands. But yeah, from this video, I would say don't use it as a light source. Use a torch, and if you want interaction with the ghost and a candle, place it on a surface, and place it on a surface in the room that the ghost is haunting. Put it in its room. Don't just put it anywhere random in the house. Make sure you've found the room it lives in, and then put the candle in there. Okay, guys, next up, we're going to play around with sanity. In articles I've read, they say that holding a candle while walking through the house in darkness will slow down the rate at which you lose sanity. So if you don't know the sanity mechanics, you start off at 100%. As you go through the mission, you'll lose sanity based on the ghost interacting with you, and also the fact that you're in a dark environment. So having the lights on and apparently having a candle with you will slow down the rate at which you lose sanity. Now, once you get to a certain threshold of sanity, depending on the ghost, it will start hunting. Some ghosts will actually hunt you a lot quicker than others. So yeah, having higher sanity is always a useful and better way to go through the game. So does a candle slow down the rate at which you lose sanity? I'm going to test this theory. I'm going to test it by entering a house in easy mode without a candle and standing in the dark for about 3 minutes. After that, I'll go back to the tent and I'll look at what sanity I've got. I'll then do the test again, holding a candle, and see what my sanity ends up with after 3 minutes. I'll repeat those tests in medium mode, medium difficulty, and we'll have a look at the sanity and work out how fast it's dropping in medium compared to easy, and also whether it made much of a difference having a candle and not having a candle. So yeah, let's see what happens. Right, here we go from the moment we enter the house. Three minutes. Right, that was 3 minutes exactly. Let's go and have a look and see what my sanity's at. So looking here, 93/86. 92, 88, 87, 93. It's looking very similar. So there, guys, I've repeated the process on medium mode. I've just skipped that part rather than showing you anything from it. But again, I repeated the process of staying in a room in the darkness for 3 minutes. And as you can see from the results on the screen, there was a fair difference in the drop rate. You do lose quite a bit more sanity on medium mode when you're not holding a candle, compared to not holding a candle on easy mode. However, if you look at these numbers, there isn't much difference between standing in the dark without a candle compared to with a candle. There's very little difference. Such a small difference that I honestly wouldn't bother. I wouldn't deliberately take a candle with me in order to use it for sanity reasons. Again, use it for objectives if you've got an objective that needs a candle, or bring it with you perhaps if there's a certain ghost type that you expect to come across, and if it interacts with candles, then be lucky that you've got one with you. Okay, let's round some of this up then, in these final thoughts. Candle. You should pick it up as early as you can. And the only reason to do that, I feel, is to complete the objective of the first mission or the first map. The candle is not a good light source, it is not a replacement for a torch. As you can tell, it's not also worth picking up for sanity reasons. It doesn't drastically lower the amount of sanity that you lose while in the darkness. A reason to pick it up, other than for an objective, is for ghost interactions. Um, there's certain types of ghosts that interact with flames, and the candle is your only source of flame. So yeah, I mean, it's worth picking up. You should pick it up, but I think that the developers might need to think of more uses for the candle, because after mission one, which is the only mission I know of that has a candle interaction, then really wouldn't bother bringing one with me. There is no point having it in map number 2, Cyclone Street. Absolutely no need to have it. Yeah, so that is my roundup. Take it for the objectives, but there's really no other reason to have it. Thank you.